out, and then I'm gonna fall backwards.
You want me to walk or stay still?
Walk.
Okay.
So we're just chatting. It doesn't matter. There's not gonna be any audio.
Okay, so I lied. There would be audio. You're witnessing the end of what was a really great summer vacation for me, and quite frankly, one of the best vacations I've ever had solo. Hit the beach, meet new friends from across the country, have one of them film me for IG. Gabby, shout out to you for doing this. And then head back home and relax my ass off. But as luck would have it, the very next day was nothing but work and lots of sweat in the Charleston heat, no less, thanks to my car. Car troubles, what can I say? Not the best way to end the summer, but I'll take it. So here's what happened at the end of my vacation. All right, guys. So, let me stop you right there real quick again, because it's been a long time and I shouldn't have left you without a decent vlog to show what's going on in my life. You probably thought I was going to say without a dope beat to step to, but it's not that type of vlog. Again, I've had a phenomenal summer. I mean, phenomenal. Folly's been my main spot where I've met people who have lived in Myrtle Beach, Houston, and a few other states in between. I got to see the fireworks for the 4th of July on Folly. And I even got to go to Myrtle Beach and meet up with some friends that I also met in Folly after working for someone who I met in Folly. Afterwards, I got to hang out at a lot of bars in Myrtle Beach and see how they get down. But this old car is breaking down. He's got 300,000 miles on him. So this is pretty much the end of my vacation, me fixing him up. Almost 8 o'clock Saturday morning. Pretty much spent most of it working on my car. I've had various issues with it. But again, it is an older car. It's time to change the oil cooler and the coolant overflow reservoir tank. So I just gotta do what I can to keep them running in tip-top shape. This isn't like New York or DC or San Fran where we have an extensive transportation system. There are some buses out here. So shout out to those of you that have like really good bus transportation systems. But you know, it's just pretty much you and your car if you're in the southern part of the States. So this will probably be a days long job. If I'm lucky, I'll get it knocked out in a couple hours, but I highly doubt it. So I'm gonna shoot a setup of what I got and I'm gonna get rolling. I have all your tools and everything set, and I'm actually missing the tool case. Got my parts and my fluids. And of course the car. So right here, there are a couple things I gotta move out the way. The protective cover for the engine. Disconnect the oxygen sensor from the air intake. And then remove the air intake hose itself. This way I can see the top of the engine. Checking in the back, inspecting the hoses for the brake booster. To tear into the pincher star, you have to remove these parts each time. All right, so we fast forward, and this is the work I've managed to get done so far. I've pulled the engine apart again, and I have removed the upper intake manifold, the lower intake manifold, and I'm getting ready to change this part out right here. Gonna be a bit of a job to finish up. It should still be fun, but first I've got to drain this old coolant and change this tank as well, so that I can not worry about mixing fluids like that. So I'm going to get under here and knock that out. I've really enjoyed owning this 2012 Dodge Charger. It's got 300,000 miles on it, but I've had it since it had 22 miles on it, and it's been a joy to own. It's only recently started to give me any issues, and working on it has been really easy because the engine is mounted where all the belts are facing you, and you have plenty of room in the engine bay to do whatever you need to. It's awesome. If somebody needs to tear anything apart, you can open the hood and do it yourself. So not only is my oil cooler old and need replacing, but this degraded plastic coolant reservoir needs to be changed out too. So I'm gonna knock all that stuff out now. The fluid is slowly draining out. I've got about 10 quarts I need to get out of there. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but it sounds like a slow heartbeat as it's just slowly draining out of there. I'm just trying to be patient while this is going on. So after this is done draining, I'll put on the new reservoir because this old nasty one needs to go. And then I will attack, attack here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like E8 bolts that I have to get out and detach the oil cooler. Clean the surface, the mating surface for where the engine and everything meets, so I can get all this dirt and grime off of here. Yeah. After that, Will should be a happy camper. Sorry, this isn't a full-on tutorial. I don't have the patience to set things up and look at every single little bit, but I just like to show people what I'm doing. I got this mess of extensions. Let's see if I'll be able to get what I need done with this. Now, cracking these bolts open. There's a whole bunch of dust and oil from years of operation. Now, I'm not a mechanic, and this stuff is fun overall for me, but it's also kind of nerve-wracking. You have to be really careful and move slow. I'm more of a YouTube mechanic when it comes to figuring out what's going on with this stuff. I learn all of this stuff on YouTube. Loose. And of course, once you get it loose, it's going to pool oil everywhere. So, and I'm going to have to shop vac that up. It's not that bad. It wasn't that much. Let's see, cause problems for myself. It wasn't really leaking or anything like that there, so let's go ahead and knock this out. Oh. See, and it decides to let out some fluid just like I thought it would, and that is the old oil cooler. And apparently, it left a couple O-rings that I'm going to have to retrieve. Glad I looked under it. Okay, so I have gotten everything I needed out from the car, and maybe I'm about 40% done. All of this mating surface needs to be cleaned, and I am going to vacuum up this oil and gunk that has gotten into the system because I need to switch it out. But yeah. Okay, so I'm back, guys. I finally got the new oil cooler put back in, and I've hand threaded the bolts in. Now I have to do what's called torquing it down. And according to the guide that I researched, I have to torque this to 106 inch-pounds. So I've already got this set. Go ahead and torque these, get squared away. Once you hear a click, you shouldn't go any further. Okay, so it's a beautiful night to be out and about in Charleston. I'm down here still doing what I can on this car, but I've driven it. It seems to be doing better since I've changed those parts up. I'm gonna walk around, maybe grab a beer, see what things look like on a Saturday on vacation, and then I'm gonna head back home.